So hi, I'm Adabara, partner technical leader for UK partners at Databricks. And this is the next installment of our Partner Champions Spotlight series. And I'm excited today to have with me Kamil from Avanade. Hello, Kamil.
Hey, Deborah. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Right, Camille, we'll just get straight into it, right? First of all, for anyone who hasn't met you yet, right? Who is Camille and what do you do at Avanade
Yeah,
in
sure.
relation to Databricks and data platforms?
Yeah, so as you said, my name is Kamil. I'm based in Stevenage, close to London, in UK, of course, and I'm solution data architect and data strategist. I'm also blogger and YouTuber. Unfortunately, less time those days to do these activities, but I'm trying my best. I'm big fan of code clarity, automation, and best practices, and few others. In Avadat, I help our teams and customers deliver high-quality data-related products on time. So that's what I would describe myself today.
Okay, thank you. Awesome. And so you just described your role. I mean, how would you describe Avanade's focus on Databricks today? I mean, what sort of customers are you working in? What sort of use cases
Mhm.
are you sort of spending your time on in relation to Databricks?
Yeah, so Avanade works with various clients and industries worldwide, like retail, recruitment industry, banking and finance, insurance, just to few mention, just to mention few. And, uh, Avanade's people specializing in various industries then, but also people are specializing in particular technology, like Databricks is one of them, of course, when it comes to the building data platform. So personally, I help building use cases for customers related to data. In my current project, it's hard to just specify one specific or few specific use cases, and I'm not sure if I can disclose these things, but
You can't name names, no, but I mean, what
no,
sort of
no, 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 no.
problems then are you solving? I guess different customers probably come with different problems. Just
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. But
yeah.
in general, I can disclose, like, whatever I'm doing, with the data, I help to grow the customer business by using the existing data, by creating, for example, new opportunity in their CRM. Yeah, that
Yeah.
at kind of high level, I can explore and expose this. So
Okay.
in order to achieve this, you need plenty of transformations, many data sources, static files, you need to clean data, map this data in order to generate the correct results, because data is the new gold, but the data itself does not gives you the appropriate overview, in order to gain the benefits of this data, you need to transform them to the information,
Yeah.
and then this information appropriately prepared and in appropriate context can give the benefits for the business and to enable them grow and etc. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that. Um, you are also a Databricks Partner Champion.
That's
So
correct. Yeah.
what does that mean to you, being a Databricks champion? What does it mean to you? I mean, what sort of responsibilities does it,
Mhm.
impose on you? I don't know, internally in your organization, are there any sort of expectations? Like, what does being a champion mean? Because there are going to be people who will watch this who are thinking about
Yeah.
becoming a champion. So just to help them
Yeah.
understand what does
Absolutely.
it mean? Yeah.
So I think Databricks Solution Architect Champion, it's a similar recognition to MVP from Microsoft. MVP is the most valuable professional. So, and it identifies me as an expert in the area of, yeah, like in this case, designing data solution by building mature data platforms with Databricks, as well as helps me having direct access to much more smarter people than me, like architects in Databricks, or the other members of product groups in Databricks. So this is the first thing. But in general, the solution architect or Databricks champion, you need to be keen actually to learn new things, to be actually, hunger of the new information, the learning new things, and being on top of everything what is happening with the product, and also being able to adopt this, at appropriate time, because I'm not saying that adopting the newest feature always should happen, but actually you should be able to just having this knowledge and following all the latest, thinking strategically, how you can map these features uh, to the customer needs, to what business needs, and what would be the adoption of these features and how this help the business, to achieve whatever they need to achieve and to build the use cases, so in the kind of like a high level, what the
Yeah,
Databricks Partner Champions is for me.
fantastic. Thanks for that. And earlier you mentioned, as a solution architect, focused on data. Databricks is one tool in that ecosystem right there. There are also other tools. I saw on your LinkedIn, you're also an MVP on
Yeah.
another data platform, right? I won't mention their names, right? So, you have that point of view on not just Databricks, right? On other data platforms out there, which is great. My question is, like, how do you think about Databricks in terms of the other data platforms out there, right? Are there certain situations where you think, okay, this is something for Databricks specifically because of these specific Databricks features or products? Like, how does Databricks sit to you when you compare it to the other tools out there in the market? Because you have good experience from the other tools as well.
Yeah, as you mentioned, like I'm also Microsoft MVP until now, Databricks champions. Uh, Not now, for like about 2 years, I think, right now. So I have, yeah, because I'm for many years I focus on the data and building platforms with many tools. So I have a very good overview of what the Databricks can offers and other tools can offers, and also how they can cooperate together.
Mhm.
So I'm particularly happy, that and see and observe that Databricks grows very quickly and offers great set of features for their customers. When it
Mm.
comes to building entire enterprise data platform, ecosystem, if you like, for customers. There's many things. I see it like how often the new features appear. It's like it's really hard, to follow all these things. And it's particularly hard for people who like to just follow. Um, you know let's say Databricks, let's be more specific. Yeah, Databricks platform, Microsoft Fabric, maybe Snowflake. If you want to just follow all these things, all these changes, is very hard, because each of these platforms itself brings a lot of features. And Databricks is a very good example here, because every single week there's something new. There's like some private feature, public preview feature, that is actually brings a lot, for you and for your customer. It's not just the simple kind of feature. It's actually features that can deliver and cover specific use cases or specific customer needs. So this is very important. It's not just like a delivering feature in case of in sake of features. These
Yeah.
features delivered by Databricks is really like answering, our needs. By our, I mean data architects, data engineers, data scientists, when we are building things for our customers. So I can see it, and I have comparison to the other products as well. So this is really like, for me, I see that the Databricks focuses on maturity of any new features being delivered to the product.
Okay.
So this is great. The whole, what is called currently data intelligence platform. It's really like a covering end-to-end needs when it comes to the data.
Fantastic. Thank you. And I have something specific as well on that. I've heard people say that one of the things that they see about Databricks is that it's this single platform where you can then do all of your machine learning, data engineering, data science in one place with the unified governance and like a single platform. Um, is that, do you get the same impression? And also, do you think that this is different, unique to Databricks, or are the other platforms also like a single platform for everything? Or what do you think about that point of something being a single platform for everything? Is that how everyone is, or is this something that is actually maybe just Databricks that has unified everything with like that unified governance? Or
I think I think uh, I think this is similar what each company try to achieve, because they notice that, customers needs this unified approach,
Mhm.
because those days there's not like, it's not like in the past we've got only like a secure server, for example, for data, yeah, relational database, or maybe some similar like MySQL or PostgreSQL database. Nowadays there's not only about the storing data, yeah, it's like about the preparing data at scale, transforming data at scale, integrating with the other systems, ingesting data sources, different data sources. Like it's not anymore like flat files. It's including the SharePoints, including some data from the REST API and things like that. So of course, nowadays, the platform must, offers all these features, and the Databricks is a great example here, but the other companies are trying to do the same, trying to just, that's why they also called sometimes it's like unified or intelligence platform, because this one or two words actually covers almost everything, what you can think about. So yeah, but Databricks definitely uh, you know doing here great job, providing these features, and
okay.
addressing customer needs.
Okay, thank you, thank you. All right, so if we bring it back to your, your role or your designation as a Databricks champion, right? What sort of skills or habits would you say make someone become a successful champion, right? Because from my own perspective as a champion, right, you're not just involved with like project delivery, right? Maybe you're spending time as well trying to convince a customer to go one way or the other, right? Maybe helping with GTM, helping with mentoring other people in your organization, who might want to become a champion, ensuring that, there are, reference architecture standards, a whole bunch of different things, right? So just in your own perspective, because everyone will be different, what would you say are the skills or habits that make someone successful as a Databricks champion?
Yeah, I think, as I just briefly mentioned, you need to be keen to learn new things. You need to be keen to following what is happening, what is appearing as a new features, and etc. Also, but of course, you need to be hands-on with the technology, being the architect, solution architect, being capable to design the solution at scale that actually address the customer needs, and whatever kind of use cases are needed, and being able appropriate, features, best practices, uh, in order to build these things uh, in appropriate speed, and also to just, choose appropriate design upfront, because if you don't do that, then you can fail probably sooner than later. So that kind of like characteristic or behavior I would expect from people who would like to be Databricks champion. Does
Okay.
that answer your question,
Yeah, yeah,
Labara?
it does. It does. It does. There are going to be a lot of people watching this who want to become champions that will take something out of that. So, thank you. Um, Bringing it back to the sort of problems that you're solving for customers, right? On Databricks. Again, there are many, right? Sometimes a customer comes to Databricks because they want to have all of their data in one place and have a consolidated view. Sometimes they want to build agents, sometimes they want to be able to better meet some regulatory requirements or reporting. Other times they want to be able to, grow their customer revenue and so on and so forth, right? So there are many different reasons or situations why a customer might want to come onto Databricks. But I'm just interested, without naming names, right? Like if you could, again, just pick one scenario where a customer has come to you because there was a problem that they wanted you to solve. If you can describe maybe a little bit more, okay, what was the problem? And then how have you used Databricks to then solve that problem or put a solution together, right? Because Databricks has different tools and features and whatnot. So I just want to get from your perspective, right, what the problem was, and then how you've applied Databricks features or products, then address, or to build a solution, I should say.
That's a very tricky question because it's a very broad question, so it's a little bit hard to answer in the
Yeah, start by the
just,
problem. Yeah, I mean, if you can think of a specific problem,
I'm
use
gay,
case.
like, because I'm working for Avanade consultancy company, so I'm joining the customers at different stage of the projects or engagement or building a product. Sometimes I'm just building something from scratch. Sometimes I'm just helping them to evolve the existing product and existing data platform. So I can give you like one of the example, maybe two. Like the Unity catalog is one example. Nowadays in the Databricks workloads, it's much better optimized due to the additional metadata in Unity catalog. But also many other features are available if you use the Unity catalog. So imagine the situation when someone doesn't have the Unity catalog yet adopted. So there's like the migration kind of such a project, to migrate to the Unity catalog, and it brings some challenges, to review the code, to organize, Unity catalog, with the metadata store and etc. and etc. So you need to thinking, ahead of time, in terms of data governance, how you organize these things in terms of, permissions and etc. So enabling or migrating to Unity catalog gives you access to plenty of new features. Yeah. And I know that there's still many companies do not use the Unity catalog for many reasons, mainly due to the knowledge or documentation limitation or just lack of kind of capacity sometimes in the teams. So as I said, this touch the data governance things and etc. The other problem is like how people, organizations works about or thinks about how to build the data platform, and
Yeah.
very often, there's a misunderstanding, maybe deep misunderstanding how the Medallion architecture works, so like how to organize the lakehouse layers, separating ingestion, refinement, consumption, that kind of layers, that allows you to enable the data platform to gives the great advantages of using in appropriate way. So so yeah, I think that's this is one of the things, and including other things like streaming versus batch ingestion, also considering like many people nowadays and starting I think like last year especially talking about the AI, all the companies would like to adopt some kind of AI. Yeah, but this is important to understand, okay, which use case would be suite for AI, and what kind of maybe AI agent, how to integrate with this with the platform, so and this is completely new area where where people are also companies or teams struggling because this is completely new things. There's a plenty of new terms here, like, MCP servers, for example, how to integrate, what kind of models you have available in the Databricks, how the Databricks can be integrated with the other, tools, like, for example, from Azure, Foundry, and things like that. It's all the things are possible, but, you need to have this knowledge, you need to be up to date with these things, what's happening in
Okay.
Databricks. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And then as data and AI professionals, right, we've probably seen many different implementations, some successful, maybe others not so successful. But if you think about, the projects or engagements that you've been involved in, are there any trends or patterns where, like if you think about it in this particular way, then you are likely to be successful, right? Are there certain things where, okay, you must tick these boxes for every project, or, if you want to increase the chances of success, right? Whether it's on integration patterns or, and so on and so forth, right? I just want to get your thoughts more as
Mm-hmm.
an architect, right? To say, when you're thinking about projects into Databricks, definitely take these things into account if you want to increase your chances of success for that particular customer.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the what kind of patterns, so the features, like, maybe not obvious for everyone, but like a autoloader, Unity catalog I briefly mentioned, but,
Yeah,
those days Unity catalog for any new project is a must in my opinion. Then volumes, Medallion architecture is like just to mention, but this is also as a must. You need to just think about it ahead of time, and
mhm,
sometimes orchestrating via Azure Data Factory and or jobs, in Databricks. But also more and more, what I see, the adoption of like Flow, Spark declarative pipelines, the good thing, the good feature in the
mhm.
Databricks. So yeah, but. mm when it comes, so these things and much more, of course,
Yeah,
you should consider to adopt.
yeah,
What you should be aware of is like about, there's a several anti-patterns, for example. Yeah. So the one of the anti-patterns I can think about it, apologize, is, for example, ignoring the governance. Okay,
yeah,
ignoring the governance, where, the Unity catalog can help with, to avoid this full chaos. So, for example, companies are jumping straight to the pipelines without defining the ownership, data classification, or for example, the access control. Yeah,
yeah.
this leads to chaos as the data platform scales, security gaps and compliance headaches. Um, so how to fix that? Unity catalog, appropriate hierarchy, means like metastore, catalog, schema,
Mhm.
so and design domain oriented, catalogs slash schemas, manage permissions via groups and things like that. So this is the one anti-pattern I can think of. The other
Okay.
one is like just defining like monolithic unstructured lakehouse, for example. Yeah, when you don't have Medallion architecture, or maybe you think you have Medallion architecture but not appropriately designed or thought, in advance. This also can lead to the big problems over time, when your data platform grows, over years. So that kind of few of them. The other one, which should be obvious those days, is kind of like a Git integration. Having all the code in the repository, having also CI/CD adopted. So the Databricks asset bundles comes with a help.
Yeah.
That's something that might not be obvious for many, but it should also be started at the very beginning, because believe me or not, but it helps you a lot, and can save a lot of time, even after 3 months of starting new project. So yeah, that kind of things.
Awesome. Thank you. Um, So, at Databricks, right, I can tell you that I don't know, maybe you know as well, but Avanade is one of our big partners, one of our big important partners that we really cherish that relationship. But as Avanade, right, I'm sure you've done a lot of work to building, on your own side as well, to building yourselves into a position where you are, a top partner to Databricks. And I'm sure there's probably like a machine behind that. But where I'm heading to is there might be other partners, there might be other companies who are either Databricks partners or thinking about Databricks partners,
Mm-hmm.
if they're wondering to themselves, how can I become a top partner like Avanade?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have like one or two pieces of advice in terms of,
Mm-hmm.
this is how we are keeping the partnership stronger, or I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you think, sorry, I think, that like for teams that, they maybe potentially early in their Databricks journey,
Mhm.
the first, let's say, 1 year should be about the building strong fundamentals rather than chasing any advanced features. That starts with, establishing a clear lakehouse architecture, standard ingestion, and transformation patterns and governance through the Unity catalog from day one. In parallel, partners should invest, heavily, in my opinion, at least, in enablement. Like, developing internal accelerators, some reference architectures. This is what we do in Avanade. And the reusable templates. Because as a consultancy company, you don't want to spend time over and over again just reinventing the wheel. Yeah, you would like to just design and deliver some templates and then reuse them whenever it's possible. Maybe not fully, of course, but templates, just we can adopt this and that bits. So, and making sure actually that knowledge is shared, beyond a small group of experts. So this is just as important as is grounding everything in a real client delivery. Learning what works at scale, what fails under the operational pressures, for example, and feeding those lessons back into the platform standards. That combination of solid foundations and reuse, and the real world feedback is what truly can accelerate the kind of maturity or level. So yeah, I think learning and sharing this knowledge with the people among the company is important thing, and sharing all these things that I just mentioned.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. I mean, I think what you mentioned is very important, right? I say the more you know about Databricks as a partner, that definitely adds, like so when you say enablement, it's the more you invest in your Databricks expertise, that definitely counts a lot for partner standing because the delivery colleagues who are getting the projects done are then doing it to the best standards based on their knowledge. So yeah, thanks for investing in the Databricks enablement and knowledge. Um, so what we'll do now is just very quickly, as we wrap up, right? I just have what I
Mhm,
call, I just like a quick fire questions, meaning, one quick one, 2 word answers, nothing too long, right? I just want to get your
mhm,
thoughts on some specific areas, right? So if we think about Databricks as a platform, if there's one feature or one product within Databricks
mhm.
that you're most excited about, what feature or product would that be? And why?
Okay, so that would be the recent one that I'm very interesting to start looking at. I mean, I started looking at it already, but I would like to adopt at least at two clients. So it's the ABAC and data governance. In general, and it helps organization to grow govern their data, plus related to this data quality framework. On top of that, recently, I think not particularly yesterday, announced on LinkedIn by Matei Zacharia, is the new public preview feature,
Okay.
agentic data quality monitoring.
Oh,
This looks very promising. This
yeah.
is in my opinion, the new generation of data quality monitoring. Looks at how your data is used and produced to automatically flag and prioritize the most important issues without needing lots of manual rules and thresholds. So it's just another example of how AI can transform all aspects of data engineering. So yeah, this ABAC, the data governance, scanning your whole Unity catalog to gives you some insight, of your data. And on top of that, you can apply data masking, for example. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm looking at right now.
Okay. Um, and is there a feature, in Databricks that you say is underrated, underrated in terms of it's there, you think it has, it's doing some strong work, but maybe not a lot of people are using it. I don't know if you have any opinion on that.
Yeah, one thing maybe not strictly related to Databricks feature, but
Mhm.
something that people were often forgetting is the unit testing in general,
Yeah.
like especially if you're building kind of like anything actually, So the
Mhm.
unit testing has been coined in the software engineering in general, but there's more and more. We should adopt this to the building data platform to be able to test our pipelines, transformations, and etc. So yeah, so this is something that it's underestimated because it's very often it's being seen as a kind of like a cost, additional efforts that people, particular developers, need to spend. But actually, this saves you a lot of time,
Yeah.
if you start adopting this kind of culture or principles to the process of building features in the Databricks data platform, So yeah, testing continuously all the features, existing features and new features with the unit test is something that I would wish to see everywhere.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, that's unit testing, very important. Because you want to make sure that by the time things get into production, right, they're doing what they're supposed to do, and it's been checked properly. So, a good point.
Yeah, and then you don't have to scare, to deliver faster, to deliver on production faster rather than just like maybe monthly basis. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And then, for people looking to develop their Databricks expertise, even if you have to pick one resource or maybe two, like where they can go and learn more about Databricks, what would you recommend?
I mean, in general, the whole Databricks website, because it's like it contains a lot of documentation where you can find also ebooks, the best practices, some kind of like a templates or patterns that are using, the latest, or maybe not always the latest, but the features in the Databricks that helps you a lot, in terms of building some specific features rather than just reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
And also from this website, you can find access to the free courses, I'm not especially aware of which of these courses are free because I have access to the partner program because
Yeah.
as you mentioned, Avanade is a partner of Databricks. So I have access to the partner portal where all the good courses, learning paths are available. But also I remember that Databricks release for free many of materials like this. So they are available for everyone, So I definitely can recommend these learning paths because they can teach you a lot about the Databricks, and you can prepare yourself for, the certifications like data engineering, data scientist, associate, then professional, very, very, a lot of good courses, with the real examples how to build something in the Databricks workspace.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So, thanks for your time. And I think that was
My pleasure.
the last question that I had. Thanks for all of the advice, the nuggets. I think a lot of people are going to watch it and will take a lot of really good insights and information from it. So I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you very much for having me again, and have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alabama. Bye.